radio last night, but it wasn't very loud, so...
Hello, and welcome to A Midsummer Night's Dream, presented by our cast, and of course MTG. Feel free to laugh and to clap between scenes, and show your appreciation if you've liked what you've seen. Feel free to buy beverages or whatever they sell to help fund our show and to keep hydrated well. We'll send around fairies with baskets to gather your dollars or fives or tens if you'd rather. They pay for our props and our costumes and set, and a cast party depending on how much we get. Thank you for helping and seeing our show. That being said, I think we're ready to go. Oh, one more thing. Please don't use your phones.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, illustrate. Stir up the Athenian youth to merriments, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals, the pale companions not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wound thee with my sword, and won thy love doing thee injuries, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Happy be, Theseus, a renowned duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter, Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. My gracious duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with fang voice verses of fang love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, rings, guards, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, and messengers of strong prevailment and unheartened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart and turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you, your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are, but as a form in wax, by him imprinted, and within his power to leave the figure, or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father look but with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty here in such a presence to plead my thoughts. But I do beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I, to be in shady cloister mute, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage, but earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which, withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere my virgin patent unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander. Yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander! True he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am my lord as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes in every way is fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius, and which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Neater's daughter, Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death, or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta. What cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business yet unnuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire, we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Like for want of rain, which I could well beteen them from the tempest of my eyes.
I mean, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth. But either it was different in blood,
Cross, too high to be enthralled to low.
or else it was miscraft in respect of years,
Spite, too old to be engaged to young.
or it stood on choice of friends.
Hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
Or if there were a sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied night that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it. So quick bright things come to confusion.
Then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, for it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee. Into that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood a league without the town, where I did meet me once with Helena, to do observance to a morn of May, there will I stay for thee.
Oh, my sweet Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, and by his best arrow with the golden head, and by the simplicity of Venus' doves, and by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, and by the fire that burned the Carthage queen when false Troy under sail was seen, and by every vow that ever men have broke in number more than ever women spoke. In that place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call me you fair, and fair again unsay. Demetrius loves you fair. Oh, happy fair, your eyes, her lodestars, and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear, when wheat is green and hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching where fair is so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, I'd give the rest to be to you translated. Teach me how you look, and what with are you sway the motions of Demetrius' heart?
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smile such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate him, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort, he no more shall see my face, for Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, for what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned my heaven into a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the wood where oft you and I upon faint primrose bed were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet. And thence from Athens turn away our eyes, to seek new friends and stranger companies. So farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius.
Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know at all, but he do know. And as he errs doting on Hermia's eye, so I, admiring of his qualities things base and vile, folding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes, figure and heedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys themselves in games forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eye, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight, then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But here in mean I to enrich my pain, to website thither, then back again.
Is all our company here? You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script. I have here the scroll of every man's name who is thought fit to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night. First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, and then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point. Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most tragic death of Pyramus and Thisbe. A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you, Nick Bottom the Weaver.
Yeah. Say what part I am for, and proceed.
Bottom, I have you down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus, a lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms, I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a parts to tear a captain, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein, a lover's. More condoling.
Francis Flute the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is, the woman that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let not me play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You'll play it in a mask, and speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisne, Pyramus lover dear, thy Thisbe dear and lady dear.
Bottom, you must play Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince?
You will be playing Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner. You, the lion's part. And here I hope a play is written.
Be the lion's part written yet? Pray you, if it be, give it to me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for 'tis nothing but roaring.
Roar! Let me play the lion too. I will roar that it will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again! Roar!
And you should do it too terribly. And you would fright the Duchess and the ladies, and they would shriek. And that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us, every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, that if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any suckling dove. I will roar you and twere any nightingale. Roar!
You may play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a lovely gentleman, as you would see on a summer's day, a most proper, gentlemanly man, and therefore you must play Pyramus.
Well, I will do it. What beard were I best to play it in?
What you will.
I will play it in your straw-colored beard, or your orange tawny beard, or your purpling grain beard, or your French crown-colored beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, then you would play it barefaced. But, masters, here are your parts, and I must entreat you and request you and entreat you to con them by tomorrow night and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town. There we shall rehearse by moonlight. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged by company and our devices known. In the meanwhile, I will write up a bill of properties such as our play desires. I must pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we will rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains. Be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's oath.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush and through briar, over park, over pale, and through flood and through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen.
To dew her orbs upon the green, the cowslips tall her pensioners be. In those gold coats, spots you see, those be rubies, fairy favors. In their freckles live their savors.
I must go and seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all our elves are coming on.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing spell and wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy, stolen from a mortal king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlit sheen, but they do square that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else thou art that shrewd and knavish imp called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not he that frightens the maidens of the villagery?
Skim milk and sometimes labor in the quern, and bootless makes the breathless housewife churn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm.
Those that hobgoblin call you and sweet puck. You do their bidding and they shall have good luck. Are you not he?
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon to make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of filly foal, and sometimes I lurk in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of roasted crab, and when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale, the wisest aunt telling the saddest tale. Sometime for 3-footed stool mistaked me, and slip I from her bun down topple she. A tailor cries and falls into a cough, and the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees, and swear a merrier hour was never wasted there. But room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous Oberon? Very skip hence I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanted. Am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou stolen away from fair land, and in the shape of corn, sat all day playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here? Come from the farther steep of India, but to forsooth the bouncing Amazon, your busking mistress and thy warrior love. Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give them a joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not guide him to the glimmering night from Periginia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Igla break his faith with Ariadne and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never since the midsummer spring met we on hill and dale and forest or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beached margin of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds piping to us in vain, as in revenge have sucked up from the sea contagious thoughts, which, falling on the land, have made every pelting river so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain. The ploughman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained to beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and the crows are fatted on the murrian flock. The 9 men's morse is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes of the wanton green for lack of tread are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter cheer. No night is now with him a carol blessed, and therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound. And throughout this distemperature we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frost far in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old Heim's thin and icy crown an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, and the angry winter change their wonted liveries, and the mazed world by the increase knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are the parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but ask a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairy land buys not the child of me. His mother was a votaress of my order, and in the spicy Indian air by night full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, when we had laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she with Perdine was swimming yet following, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate, and set sail upon the land to fetch me trifles and return again as if from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she being mortal of that boy did die, and for her sake I do rear up the boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Chance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our rounds and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your hearts.
Give me the boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away! We shall chide downright, if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove ere I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music?
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, lying between the cold moon and earth, Cupid all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal thrown by the west. He loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. Yet I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votaress passed on in maiden meditation, fancy-free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love and idleness. Fetch me that flower. That herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids made shall make man or woman madly dote upon the first live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and meet me here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a
40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I shall watch Titania when she is asleep and drop the liqueur of it in her eyes. The next thing then she waking looks upon, be it lion, bear, on wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I shall make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible and shall overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen unto this wood, and here am I, and woe within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, yet you draw not irons. My heart is as true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, and worthy as I am to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love, yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on thee.
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as yours. Run as you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds a chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go! Or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, fie, Demetrius! Your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. Follow thee and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well. Demetrius?
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hail, welcome wanderer. Hast thou the flower there?
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where the oxlips and the nodding violets grows, quite over-canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. There the snake throws her enameled skin, wound wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it. Seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it so the next thing he espies might be the lady. Effect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so.
Come now a roundel in a fairy song, then to the third part of a minute hence. Some to kill cangers in the musk rosebuds, some were with rhea mice to make my small elves coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl which nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices, and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen. Newts and blind worms do no wrong, come not near a fairy queen. Philomel with melody, sing in our sweet lullaby. Never harm, nor spell, nor charm, come our legged spinners, hence! Beetles black, approach not near. Snare nor snail do no offense. Philomel with melody and company. Hence, now all is well. Stand one aloof, sentinel.
What thou seest when thou doth wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce, or cat, or bear, pard, or boar with bristled hair, in thine eye what doth appear? When thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood. And to speak troth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
It's so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander. For my sake, my dear, lie further off. Do not lie so near.
Take the sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath, so then two bosoms in a single troth. Then by your side no bedroom me deny, for lying so, sweet Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But gentle friend, for love and courtesy lie further off. For in human modesty, such separation as may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant. And good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen, amen to that fair prayer, say I, and then in life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
When hath that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest I have gone, but Athenian I have found none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force in stirring love. Night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he. My master said despise the Athenian maid. And here is the maiden, sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul. She durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl upon thy eyes I throw. All the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for now I must to Oberon.
Stay! Thou wilt kill me, sweet Demetrius!
I charge thee hence, and do not taunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou darkling leave me? Do not so.
Stay, on thy peril. I alone will go.
I'm out of breath in this fond chase. The more is my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. So my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, I am ugly as a bear. For beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore no marvel though Demetrius do as a monster fly from my presence thus. Oh, what wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fury on. Who's here? Lysander on the ground.
Dead or asleep, I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows up that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where's Demetrius? How fit a word is that vile name to perish in my sight?
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though, yet Hermia still loves you. And be content.
Content with Hermia? Nay, I do repent the tedious minutes with her I've spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who would not change a raven for a dove?
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? What at your hands did I deserve such scorn? It's not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye, but you must flout my insufficiency. Good troth you do me wrong, good sooth you do. In such disdainful manner me to woo. Fare ye well. Of course, I must confess, I thought you, Lord, a more true gentleness. That a lady of one man refused, should have another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near. And all my powers address your love and might to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Oh, I mean, for pity, what a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. I thought a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander? What, removed? Lysander, Lord! Out of hearing? Gone? No sound, no word? Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No? Well, then perceive you all not nigh. Either death or you, I'll find immediately.
Are we all met?
Aye, and here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot here can be our stage, and that hawthorn brake our tiring house. And we shall do it in action, as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, bully bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
By our liking, appall is fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let that prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
We shall have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Gentlemen, if you are gentlemen, there is no more fearsome wild fowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell he is not a lion.
Nay, he must name his name, and half his face must be visible through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same defect. Ladies, or fair ladies, I would request you
or I would wish you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life, for I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are. And there, let him name his name, and tell them plainly, he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so, but there are two hard things. That is, to bring moonlight into the great chamber, for, as you know, Pyramus and Thisbe did meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar, look in the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out moonshine.
It doth shine that night.
Why, then, we may leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at that casement.
Aye, or else someone must come in with a lantern and a bush of thorns and say that he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. But there is another thing. We must have a wall in the chamber, for the story says Pyramus and Thisbe did speak through a chink in the wall.
You could never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall. And let him have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall. And let him hold his fingers thus. And through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. But master, sit and look over your parts. Pyramus, you will begin, and when you've said your speech, move into that break, and so everyone according to your cues.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? What, a play toward? I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Right, Pyramus, you begin. Thisbe, stand forth.
Ah, Thisbe, the flowers of Odious, savor sweet.
Odors,
savor sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark! I hear a voice. Stay thou, but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
Stranger Pyramus, an air played here.
Must I speak now?
Mary, must you, for you must know that he is but gone to see a noise he heard, and will come back again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily-white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile, and eke most lovely Jew, as truest horse that yet would never tire, I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus tomb, man, Ninus tomb. You must not speak that yet. That, you reply to Pyramus. You do your whole bit all at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter, your cue is past. It is never tire.
As truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about, around, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometimes a horse I'll be, sometimes a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometimes a fire, and neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn. Like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Why do they run from me? This is knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, but thou art changing. What do I see on thee?
Bless thee, Bottom, thou art transformed.
I see their knavery is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place, do what they can. I shall walk up and down, and I will sing, that they will see I am not afraid. Also cock so black of hue, with horns and tawny bill, the throstle with his notes so true, the wren with little quill, the finch, the sparrow, the plain song cuckoo gray,
whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay. Or indeed who would lend his wit to so foolish a bird, would give the bird a lie, though he cry cuckoo, so absurd.
I pray the gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamoured of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me, on the first view, to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. But to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
No, neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this woods, I'd have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no ordinary rate, and summer still doth tend upon my state. And I do love thee, therefore, go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I shall purge thy mortal grossness, so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peace blossom, cobweb.
Ready. And I.
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes. To have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal. Hail.
Come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently.
Carcass to my hounds.
Out dog, out cur, thou drivest me past the bounds of maids' patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Once, tell true even for my sake, just thou have come upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch. Could not a worm, an adder do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spent your passion on a misprized move. I am not guilty for Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I can tell.
Pray thee then, tell me that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for?
A privilege never to see me more. Hence from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this dear fame. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain.
Hey, you mean he
So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow. with debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe. Now in some slight measure will pay if for his tender here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite and laid the love deuce on some true love sight. Of thine this Priscian must perforce ensue, a true love turned and not a false turn true. About these woods go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens looked thou fine. Oh, fancy sick she is and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion, look thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena, is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to wake.
Then at once will two woo one. That must needs be sport alone. And those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never came in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep. And vows so born, in their nativity all truth is born.
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, that will surely afraid these vows are Hermia's. Do you now give her o'er? Whales with those you will not they weigh. Your vows to her and me put into scales will even way, and both his legs his tails.
I had no judgment whenever I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you differ o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you. Helena, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine. One eye, thine eye. Crystal is money. Oh, how ripe and show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow. Pure congealed white, high torn snow, fanned with the eastern wind, turns to a crow when thou holds up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! See, you all have been set against me for your merriment. Your civil, your courtesy would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do? You must join in souls to mock me too. You are men! As men you are in joke. You would not use as gentle ladies so, to vow and swear and to appraise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both my rivals, and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. True exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. Not a noble sort, with so offended virgin, any sort, a poor soul's patience, all to make you scorn.
Demetrius, you are unkind, be not so. For you love Hermia, this you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part. And yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will do until my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her, but as guest-wise sojourn. And now to Helen is at home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the fate thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou shalt abide it dear. Look, where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Oh, not my eye, Lysander, found my ear. I think it brought me to my sound. Why unkindly thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press go?
The love could press Lysander from my side.
Lysander's love that would not let him bide. Fair Helen, who more engilds the night than all ye fiery oes and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It
cannot be. Oh, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? And all the counsels that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us, was all forgot. All school-day friendship, childhood innocence. We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both in one sampler, stay on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grow together like to a double cherry, seeming parted yet a union and partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem, so with two seeming bodies yet one heart. Two of the first like coats and heraldry, due but to one and crowned with one crest. And when you rent this ancient love asunder, to join with men in scorning your poor friend, 'tis not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury. I am amazed at your passionate words. But I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and my face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess and nymph, divine, rare, precious, celestial. Wherefore speaks he this to her? He hates. And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul, and tender me affection, but by your sitting on, by your consent? What thought I not so engraced as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most to love and love? This you should pity, rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
Aye, do persevere. Counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet chest up. This sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. And any pity, grace or manners, you would not make me such an argument. Fare you well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay gentle, Helen, hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she can entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee, to prove it false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where'd you tremble this?
Away, you idiot!
No, no. He'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go!
Hang off, thou cat, thou bird! Vile thing, let loose, or I'll shake thee from me like a serpent.
What change is this? Why are you grown so rude? Sweet love.
Thy love. Out, tawny Tartar, out! Out, loathed medicine! Hated potion, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, shoot, and so do you!
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What should I hurt her? Harm her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
Hate me? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Wherefore? What me, my love? Am not I Hermia? Or not you, Lysander? I was as fair as I once was erewhile, since I loved me, since I left me. You left me then. God forbid it. Earnest, shall I say?
I, and by my life, never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, 'tis no jest. 'Tis nothing to her that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh, me, you juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love! What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine! Face! No modesty, no maiden shame for touching bachelors. Will you tear impatient answers to my gentle tongue? Fie, fie, you counterfeit! You puppet, you!
Puppet! I see that way goes the game. The she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed in him. Grown so high in his esteem, because I am so dwarfish and so low. How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low that my nails can reach into thine eyes.
I pray you, will you not be gentle and let her not strike me? I was never cursed, I am not gifted all in shrewishness. I am a right bait for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she's something lower than myself that I can match.
Oh,
she shall not harm me.
No, sir, she shall not. Though you take her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she's keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when we went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce. Little again? Think with lowly little. Why will you suffer to flop me thus? Let me come to her!
Get you gone, you dwarf! You minimus of hindering notgrass maid, you be, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Speak not of Helena, take not her part, for if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow if thou darest, to try whose right of thine or mine is greater in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee. Keep my jolt!
You, mistress, this coil is long with you. I will not trust you, I, nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands and mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away. I am amazed, and know not what to say.
Still thou mistakest, or else commit thine angry willfully.
Did you not tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far, blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. Anyway, I am glad I did sort, as their jangling eyes seem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight? Hide, therefore, Robin, overcast the night! The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray that one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, and stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometimes rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose juice hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When next they wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, whose league with date till death shall never end. And will I do thee in this fair employ, I'll to my queen and beg her changeling boy, and then her charmed eye I shall release for monsters' view, and all shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast. Yonder shines roar's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts wandering here and there troop home to churchyards, damned spirits and all that in crossways and floods have burial, already to their wormy beds have gone, for feared should that day look their shames upon. They willfully exile themselves from the light, for I must consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I, with the morning's love, have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the eastern gates, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns yellow gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect this yet ere break of day.
Up and down, up and down. I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Follow me then, to plainer ground.
I will be with thee straight.
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
Lysander, speak again, thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak, in some bush, where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes thou lookest for wars. Come, recreant, come, thou child, I'll whip thee with a rod. he is defiled that draws a gun on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still he dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster did he fly. Then fallen am I in a dark, uneven way, and here will rest me. Come thou, gentle day, for if but once thou show me that grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Ho, 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 coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest, for well I wot, thou runn'st before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Ah! Nathan, thou mockst me. Thou shalt buy this deer if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited!
Weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy hour! Shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight. From these my poor company detest. And sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eyes, steal me a while from mine own company.
Come one more, two of both kinds makes four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
So weary, we were so in woe, draggled of dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs cannot keep pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till break of day. Heaven shield Lysander if they meet a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound, I'll apply to your eye. Gentle lover remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And the country proverb known in your waking shall be shown. Every man shall take his own. Jack shall have Jill. Naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all will be well.
Sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy slick smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready.
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Here.
Lend me your knee, Monsieur. Pray leave me your courtesy, good Monsieur.
What is your will?
Nothing, good Monsieur, but to help Peas Blossom to scratch. I must to the barber's, good Monsieur, for methinks I am marvelously hairy about the face. And I am such a tender ass. If my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
Oh, what, was thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonably good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat?
Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I'd rather a handful or two of dried peas, but pray let none of your company disturb me, for I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, be always away. So doth the woodbine, the sweet honeysuckle, gently and twist the female. Ivy sown rings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Thou seest this sweet sight. Her dotage now I do begin to pity. When I had it, my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience. I then did ask of her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy. I will remove this hateful imperfection from her eyes. But first, gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, awakening when the others do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexations of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be. See as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bard o'er Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
Oh, how came these things to pass? Oh, mine eyes do lotus visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep all these 5 cents. Come, my queen, take hands with me. Now thou and I are new in amity, and shall tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' hall triumphantly. There shall all the pairs of faithful lovers be wedded with Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy King, attendant Mark, I do hear the morning lark.
Come, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, in enough light. Tell me how it came this night that I, sleeping here, was found with these mortals on the ground. Ooh.
Go, one of you. Find out the forester, for now our observation is performed, and since we have the Baywater of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. Uncouple in the western valley. Let them go. Dispatch, I say, and find the forester. We shall, fair queen, up to the mountain's top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bade the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near was all one mutual cry. I never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flued, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew, crook-kneed and dew-lapped like the Salian bulls. Slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each. A cry more tunable was never hallowed to, nor cheered with horn in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear. But soft.
What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And this, Lysander. This Demetrius is... this Helena. Old Nita's Helena. I wonder their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and, hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is this not the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to couple now.
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking, but as yet I cannot truly say how I came to be here. But as I think, for truly what I speak, and now do I bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough! Enough, my lord! You have enough! I beg the law upon his head! They would have stolen away! They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent. Of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither into this wood, and I in fury followed them, fair Helena in fancy following me. But my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia, melted as the snow, seems to me now as the resemblance of an idol god, which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia, and like in sickness I did loathe this food. But now as in health, come to my natural taste, I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we shall hear more anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning now is something worn, on purpose hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold the feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and indistinguishable.
Thinks I see these things with parted eye when everything seems double.
So methinks I have found my Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not my own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then? We are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hi-ho! Peter Quince! Snout the tinker! Flute the bellows mender, starveling! Gods, my life stolen hence and left me asleep. I've had the most rare vision. I have had a dream past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he go about to expound on this dream. Me thought I was, but no man can say what. Me thought I was, and me thought I had. But man is but a patch fool if he were offered to say what me thought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, for it hath no bottom. And I will sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at Thisby's death.
Hast thou sent to Bottom's house yet? Has he returned?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt. He is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marked. It goes not forward, doth it?
It cannot. There is no man in all of Athens that can discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he simply hath the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Aye, and the best person, too. He is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, think of not.
Lords! The Duke has come to the temple, and 2 or 3 more lords and ladies are to be married. If our sports had gone forward, we'd all be made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom! Thus hath he lost 6pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6pence a day, and the Duke had not given him for 6pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6pence a day and Pyramus are nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Oh, courageous day, happy hour.
Gentlemen, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what, for if I tell you I am no true Athenian, I will tell you everything just as it fell out.
Well, let us hear, Bottom.
Not a word of me. All I will say is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together. Good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look over his part, for the short and the long of it is our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisby have clean linens, and let not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out as the lion's claws. And most sweet actors, eat no onions or garlic, for we are to utter sweet breaths. And I do not doubt to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away! Go away!
More strange than true. I never shall believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than that hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all is frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns into shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such are the tricks of strong imagination. That, if it do but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy, or in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed to bear.
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy. But, howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth.
Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany our hearts.
More than to us waiting your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Come now, what masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where's our usual manager of mirth? What revels are at hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Colt illustrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask, what music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There is a brief of how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
The Battle of the Centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. Well, none of that. Then have I told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules, of the riot of the tipsy bacchanals tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. That is an old device that was played when I came from Thebes last as a conqueror. The thrice 3 muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with the nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his lover Thisbe, very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief, that is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted. And tragical, my noble lord, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which, I must confess, when I saw rehearsed, made mine eyes water, but more merry the tears of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, who have never labored in their minds till now, but now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, no, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain, to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go bring them in. And take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness o'ercharged, and duty in a service perishing.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kind are we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sports are we to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks of purpose to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I have seen them shiver, look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle their practiced accents in their fears, and in conclusion dumbly broke off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, sweet, out of this silence yet I picked a welcome, and in the modesty of fearful duty I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity, in least speak most, to my capacity.
So please, your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill, that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come not in despite. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here As here you should contest you. The actors are at hand, and by their show, you will know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
He hath riddeth prologue like a rough colt, he knows not the stop. A good moral, my lord, it is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he hath played on his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know, and this beauteous lady, Thisbe, is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present Wall, that vile wall that did these lovers sunder, and through Wall's chink, poor souls they were content to whisper. This one with lantern, dog, and bush of thorns doth present Moonshine. For by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, and there to woo. This grisly beast, who Lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe first coming at night did scare away, or rather did affright. And Thisbe, as she fled, her trusty mantle she did fall, and Lion, vile with bloody mouth, did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, brave youth and tall, to find his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, whereat with blade, with bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling, bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in a mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let Lion, Moonshine, Wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak. No wonder, my lord. One lion may when many asses do.
At this same interlude it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, do present a wall. And such a wall as I would have you think, had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often, very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so. And this the cranny is, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire lime and hair to speak better? It is simply the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim-looked night. Oh, night with hue so black. Oh, night whichever art when day is not. Oh, night, alack, alack, alack. I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that standest between her father's ground and mine. Thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink, that I might blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall, Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, indeed, sir, he should not. deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You will see, it will fall back as I have told you. Yonder she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones.
Hark!
Blind and parent up in me.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love thou art, my love, I think.
I am thy lover's grace, and like Lymander, I am trusty still.
And I like Helen till the fates me kill.
Not Shaphelus to Prochorus was so true.
As Shaphelus to Procrus, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole in this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straight away?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, Wall, my part discharged so, and being done, away Wall doth go.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse if imagination amend them.
Well, it must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here come two noble beasts in, a man and a lion.
You ladies whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that doth creep on floor, perchance may now both quake and tremble here, when lion in wildest rage doth roar. But know that I once stuck the joiner ram. No lion fell, nor no lion's dam. For if I were lion come to this place in strife, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast of a good conscience.
The very best of a beast, my lord, that e'er I saw.
This lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
His discretion, I am sure, cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well. Leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
All I have to say is to tell you that this lantern is the moon. I'm the man in the moon. This thorn bush is my thorn bush. This dog is my dog.
Silence! Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Well roared, lion! Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion.
So the lion vanished.
And then came Pyramus.
Oh, sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious, golden, glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, oh spite, but mark, poor night, what dreadful dole is here? Eyes do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear! My mantle, good, what? Stained with blood! Approach, ye fiery spell! Oh, fates, come, cut thread and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Be true my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore did thou lion's frame? For lion vile hath dear, deflowered, my dear. Devoured, my dear. Who is? No. Who was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer? Come tears confound! Out sword! Sword! And wound that pap of Pyramus. I, that left pap where hot doth hot. Thus die I. Thus! Now I am dead! Now I am fled! My soul is in the sky! Tongue, loose thy light! Moon, take thy flight! No! Die! 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 Die!
No die, but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he is dead, he is nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass.
How chance? Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover.
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one on such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
A mope will turn the balance. Which Pyramus, which Thisbe is the better? He for a man, God warrant us. She for a woman, God bless us.
She has spied him already with those sweet eyes.
Asleep, my love? What? Death, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak! Quite dumb. Dead? Dead? Her too must cover thy eyes. These, my lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Are gone. Lovers make moan. His eyes were green as leeks. Those sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore! Since you have shore, with tears as thread of silk. Tongue not a word. Come, crusty sword. Come, blade, my breast and brew. And farewell, friends. Thus this be ends. Adieu. Adieu. Adieu.
Aww.
Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead. I, and Wall too.
No, indeed, sir. The wall is down that parted their fathers. Would you like to see the epilogue, or hear a Burgomass dance between two of our company?
No! No epilogue. I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse, for when the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. Mary, if he that had written it played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is, and very notably discharged. Sweet friends, to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn as much as we this night have overwatched. This palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Lovers, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity in nightly revels and new jollity.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon. whilst the heavy plowman snores, all with weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, while the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night. With all graves gaping wide, every one lets forth his sprite, in churchway paths do glide. And we fairies that do run by triple Hectare's team from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now are frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Give gathering light by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar, and this ditty after me, sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, will we sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. To the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be, and the issue there create, ever to be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true and loving be, and the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, harelip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious such as are despised in nativity shall upon their children be. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless through this palace with sweet peace. And the owner of it blessed, ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay. Meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended. That you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And in this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, so to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.